Hi everyone, Emily here from Emily Reads, and today I have for you my pile of possibilities for February. Holy cow, how is it that I'm already talking about February? A couple of things to know. One, my nails, I just did them and I need some areas that I need to touch up, see, oh man, I can't. So if you can see on that nail, yes, I need to get rid of some nail polish there. I get it. I understand. I apologize. I need to do that touch up. I haven't done that yet, but I wanted to film this while it was decent light out because it's nice out. It's bitter cold, um, but it's a sunny day, so that's wonderful. Two, I am participating in the Get A Clue Readathon. I am on Team Mrs.White. So Rainy Blue Reads does that. And Team White, I know Amy from Amy's Bookish Life is one of the hosts. I don't remember the other co-host name. So I will tag all the people involved in the description box below when this goes up. So there are two ways that you can play the Get A Clue Readathon. One is junior detective mode, and that is if you're a mood reader, like you read whatever you want to read, you input the books as you read them, your books will help your team. And then there's senior detective mode, where it's like the clue board. You start off in a room, you get a prompt for that room, and you have to read a book that matches that prompt. And then once you've hit book room number 6, then you can start guessing. You can make a guess as to who, or at the end of the month, if you've finished room 6 out of 9 rooms, then you can guess to see who do you think is the murderer with what and in what room. Just like the game. You can, if you start off at junior detective and want to move up to senior detective, you can do that at any time in the month, but then you start off at room 1. You can, if you want, and you can only do that once, where you move up or down. You can't be like, oh, I want to be junior detective, senior detective, move up to senior detective. Oh, that's too hard, I want to bump back down. You can't do that. You can move up or down once. So I'm starting off at senior detective. I'm hoping that I can stay on top of the book prompts. And if I need to bump down to junior detective, I will do so. So here we are. So that being said, I have a rather large pile of possibilities. I forgot to mention. So you get points for page numbers. You get points for finishing the prompt, I believe. And then you get bonus points. So you get bonus points if you read a murder mystery. You get bonus points if you read a host favorite. You get bonus points if the color on your cover matches your team name. So for me, I'm Team White. So if the cover is white, I'll get bonus points. And then you also get bonus points for LGBTQIA+ rep. So I kind of compiled a pile of possibilities. I'm really hoping that they fit with the prompts that I will be drawing. I'm also going to pick from this jar. This is inspired from Books with Emily Fox. She does a read it or haul it challenge. That's where I first saw it. And other booktubers do it as well. Mine, you see that there's different colors in here, and that means nothing. Some people, the colors represents genres. Mine, it represents, this was the Post-it notes pad that I was writing on at the time. I did pull a book for January, and I was going to vlog it, and then that just ended up not happening, and I'm probably going to unhaul it. I pulled Rabbit Proof Fence. It's a short book, and I bought it because Krista over at Books and Jams, her book club, was reading that book for that month. I ended up not reading it then, and I'm not reading it now. I've seen the movies years ago for a class that I was in, and I'm not reading it now. I've seen the movies years and years ago for a class that I was in, and Do I think it's an important read? Yes. But am I drawn to it right now? No. So I think it's time to let go. I have a lot of unread books on my shelves, and I'm trying to slowly clear out those shelves. So I'm going to draw a book. I do reserve the right, because I am doing a competitive readathon in February, I do reserve the right to toss it back in. If it's a series, I have whatever book I was on at the time of writing out these prompts. I have whatever book number I'm on. So for example, A Natural History of Dragons, I read book 1. I have all of the books in the series, but I've only read book 1. So book 2 would be in that jar. All right, so what book is this? And if it's really chunky, I reserve the right to put it back. Oh, Throne of Glass. Oh, that works perfect for me, because I was planning on reading Heir of Fire next anyway. Yes. So I've already read Throne of Glass in December. I read Crown of Midnight in January. That'll be my wrap up. So I am doing the emotional arc reading order. So chronologically, Assassin's Blade, which is a set of like short stories, novellas, that comes first chronologically. But if you're looking for emotional impact and suggested reading order, there are some that say read it after Crown of Midnight. There are others that say read it after Heir of Fire. I'm going to read it after Heir of Fire. So I was planning on reading Heir of Fire next anyway. Yes. Whew, that worked out perfectly for me. I did have a draw. This is actually my second time filming the start of this video. And I had a draw, and it was a book where I'm like, I don't remember this book and where the name came from. So that's perfect. Yay. Okay, then I also need to read Frozen River by Ariel Lawhan. This is for a book club that I'm in, and I met this group on Facebook, and we meet virtually, and our February pick is The Frozen River. It is a historical fiction, and I'm thinking it might be a murder mystery. I'm hoping. But it says May 1789, when the Kennebec River freezes, entombing a man in the ice, Martha Ballard is summoned to examine the body and determine cause of death. As a midwife and healer, she is privy to much of what goes beyond closed doors in Hallowell. Her diary is a record of every birth and death, crime and debacle that unfolds in a close-knit community. Months earlier, Martha documented the details of an alleged rape committed by two of the town's most respected gentlemen, one of whom has now been found dead in the ice. But when a local physician undermines her conclusion, declaring the death to be an accident, ooh, it is, Martha is forced to investigate the shocking murder on her own. Yes, so I will get bonus points because this is a murder mystery. It's historical fiction, and I'll get bonus points because I would say this cover is predominantly white. So the midwife is actually was a real person in history. I did hear an interview with the author on the What Should I Read Next podcast, and she based this novel on her diaries. So I'm very excited. I've heard this has gotten a lot of rave reviews. I've not heard one negative thing about this book. So I'm really looking forward to reading this. And it's a murder mystery. Yes. Okay, now here's where things get really more into pile of possibilities. So I'm really hoping that these work. And I'm going to be prioritizing the books that are more so for reading challenges that I'm doing. So first book for reading challenge that I'm doing is A Study in Scarlet Women by Sherry Thomas. This is book 1 in the Lady Sherlock series. It's a historical murder mystery, and this is about Charlotte Holmes, but she's the one who is solving the crimes, and under the name of Sherlock Holmes, I believe. Right? Yes. So she takes on the name Sherlock Holmes to solve these murder mysteries. You could see I read like one chapter. So, but the first Sherlock Holmes case is a study in Scarlet, so this is kind of a take on a retelling, I think, on that. So looking forward to that. I do need to read Everyone on the Train is a Suspect by Benjamin Stevenson. I did enjoy Everyone in My Family Has Killed Someone, and this is book 2. And now Ernest Cunningham, who's like a writer, he writes like how-tos for murder mysteries. Like, here's how you write a murder mystery, and like the different rules that authors need to follow. So he's now in Australia speaking at like a murder mystery writers convention. So this fits, I can't remember what reading challenge this fits, but this would also fit Killing Time with Cozies. I'm part of that Discord, and they do a scavenger hunt, and there's part of the scavenger hunt is an event, and that would fit for an event, like an event or a festival. Then I also need to read The Mystery Guest by Nita Prose, which is book 2 in the Molly the Maid series. And Molly the Maid, she obviously is a maid at a hotel, and she follows a very strict set of rules that she learned from her grandmother, who was also a maid at this hotel, but who has passed away. And the first book was a murder mystery, and during this murder mystery, she formed a lovely family of found friends. And this is just book 2, and I really enjoyed it. Book 1. Then let's go with this, because this one will give me bonus points for being a white cover and being a murder mystery. I'm really hoping there's a prompt that somehow I will be able to fit this in. And this is the ABC Murders. And of course, Agatha Christie, classic. And this is about, A is for Mrs. Asher, fatally attacked in Andover. B is for Betty Bernard, strangled on the beach in Bexhill. C is for Sir Carmichael Clark, now a corpse in Churston. So it's a Hercule Poirot. I was hoping to read Hercule Poirot more so in order, but for competitive readathon, it's okay. I'm going to read out of order if I need to. I also do really want to read Assaulted Caramel by Amanda Flower. This is the first in the Amish Candy Shop mystery. I've heard lots of good things about this. And this is about Bailey King, who she's the assistant chocolatier at world famous JP Chocolates in New York City. But when she's about to get a promotion, her grandmother calls. Says her grandfather's heart condition has worsened. So she rushes home to Harvest, Ohio, where her grandparents run Swiss Men's Sweets, an Amish candy shop, where she was first introduced to different candies. And her grandfather is doing better, but an English developer is found dead in the candy shop with Jebediah King's chocolate knife buried in his chest. So she needs to clear up Jebediah. And then I also need to read The Cat Who Played Brahms, which is book 5 in the Cat Who series. And in this case, Jim Quillerin, he is a down on his luck newspaper reporter, and he heads to a cabin owned by a longtime family friend, and he can hear footsteps across the roof at night, local townsfolk becoming secretive, and then he discovers a murder mystery. Look, I really enjoy, it's his cats that I enjoy the most. He's got 2 Siamese cats. So, yeah. Then I've had this on my shelf for a little bit, And that is Kernel of Truth by Christy Abbott. And you can see that I've somewhat started it, but I wasn't really paying attention, so I need to go back and reread it. But she opens a gourmet popcorn shop, and after she's recovering from a failed marriage, she moves to Ohio. Oh, another one in Ohio. And so there we go. It's the first in the series. I also really need to read and want to read Cheddar Off Dead, which is the first in the Cheese Shop mystery series. I've heard so many people so Tiffany over at Beach Bum Bookworm, she does lives like pretty much every Sunday. And I've heard nothing but praise for this series in those live chats. Or she does live reading sprints. This is about cheesemonger Willa Bauer, and she's opening a French-inspired cheese shop in Sonoma Valley. The cheese shop is named Curds and Whey. That's cute. So a food critic is coming to town, and she's hoping for a good review, but he doesn't ever give good reviews, and nothing goes according to plan and things just can't get worse. But then she finds the critic's dead body stabbed with one of the cheese shop's knives. And now she's a prime suspect. Ooh, I can't wait to start this. This is going to be fun. Are there any recipes in here? I hope so. Ooh, there is. There's a recipe for Gruyere slathered croque monsieur and Fantina and Friends fondue. Yum. Okay, and then some other possibilities is the plot is murder. And this is about Samantha Washington, who is opening up a mystery bookstore. And she's also writing a cozy mystery. And so from what I understand, this is like a book within a book. So, and I've heard that I haven't heard that. The people that I've talked with in Discords, they're like, it was okay. But you know what? This book was free and it's short and it's a cozy mystery and they tend to read fast. And so hopefully I can help give points to my team, and it's a murder mystery. So hopefully I could get bonus points. Hopefully somehow it will fit a prompt for the readathon. 2 more mysteries that I'm thinking about. This is The Mysterious Affair at Styles by Agatha Christie, a classic, our first Hercule Poirot mystery. I have yet to read it. He is Poirot is settling into England near the Styles court. This is following the Great War, so World War I. And he is settling near this country estate of his wealthy benefactress, and Emily is poisoned. The authorities are baffled, so he is trying to figure out Emily's murder. And last but not least, this one also has a good top priority, and that is Manslaughter Park. Just look at that cover. I just love how pretty these covers are. So this is by Tirza Price, and I'm trying to figure out if I can find out who did the cover design. Jess Phoenix and Philip Hodas. They do such really pretty covers for this series. So this series, this is obvious, like part of the reason why I really want to read this. At some point in time this year is 1, I've read books 1 and 2 already. 2, it is Jane Austen, the 250th anniversary of Jane Austen's birth. And in this, we have aspiring artist Fanny Price is an unwelcome guest at her uncle Sir Thomas Bertram's estate. It's his affection for Fanny that's keeping her from being forced out by her cousins Tom and Maria and nasty Aunt Norris back to a home that she never wants to return. But then Sir Thomas dies in a tragic accident outside his art emporium, and Fanny finds evidence of foul play that, if revealed, can further jeopardize her already precarious position. So Edmund, her best friend and secret crush, tells Fanny, keep quiet about this discovery, but she, of course, has to investigate it. So I have not read Mansfield Park either, that's actually on the deck for me to read at some point in time this year, because it's the last full-length novel of Austen that I have yet to read. So, yeah, so I'm really hoping that I can somehow make these books work with the prompts that we have, because I want to keep being in the senior, I want to be a senior detective to help my team, but if I need to, I might have to bump down to junior detective. It's also, so February is a busy month. Like I have a few IEPs, and it's a short month. So we shall see what happens. But there we go. You may see some of these books in my February wrap up. You might see none of them. Well, you'll see Air of Fire. You'll see Frozen River, because those I do need to prioritize this month. But beyond that, I don't know what will happen. So happy reading, everyone. And since it's so cold out, stay warm and like, comment, subscribe. If you've made it this far, put, put a white heart in the comment to represent Team White. Blessings.